Back-to-back wins for the Toronto Raptors as they head to Atlanta, taking on the Hawks, the streaking Atlanta Hawks. Going into today's basketball game, the Atlanta Hawks have won 7 consecutive basketball games. However, no Trae Young in the lineup for the Hawks in this one. And if you're the Raptors, you look at this without Trae, and it's a game you want to have. Even though it's on the road, even though you're one night removed to a triple overtime thriller, you want this win tonight. And they went out there and they got it done. Gary Trent Jr. drops another 30-piece. And I believe he ties Kawhi Leonard for the most consecutive 30-point performances in Raptors franchise history, something like that, with 4. So incredible stuff for Gary. He shot the 3 ridiculously well in this game. We'll get to him specifically later on. But the Raptors win it. 106-100 down in Atlanta. And with the Raptors dub, they're now 2 games above 500 at 25-23. They're in the 8th spot in the Eastern Conference. And they're just continuing to show us night in, night out what they're all about. You know, Pascal Siakam doing his thing tonight. Fred VanVleet did exactly what he did in the game prior in Miami. Has an abysmal time shooting the ball, but makes a couple big-time shots in the fourth quarter or in the latter half of the game to either give your team the lead, extend it by a bit, or just to end a drought or something like that. Fred VanVleet there to get it done. Let's break down the game right from the start, though. And in the first quarter, both teams kind of feeling themselves out here, right? 25-24 Raptors after one quarter. And in the second quarter, the Raptors' offense falters. They can't make shots. They really have problems on the defensive end. A lot of easy buckets, but they were also making a lot of threes in that second quarter as well, I believe. And you're down 10. In the quarter, you're -9 heading into halftime. And the Raptors started the game extremely well from three-point range. However, you only scored 48 points at the half. You got to find a way to get your offense in the groove while getting your defense in check. Well, in the third quarter, yeah, they got it done. The defensive end, incredible. The offensive end, look, we talk about this Raptor team, years past, it's been the same type of deal. Defense leading to offense, and that's what this Raptor team's so good at. And they did that in the third quarter. 32-15. Big time. Huge quarter for the Toronto Raptors, including Gary Trent Jr. hitting 2 threes in the final, 10, 15 seconds, something like that. The last 2 offensive possessions, bottom line, including the buzzer beater to put the Raptors up by 8 heading into the fourth quarter. But then in the fourth, guys like Bogdanovic started to get hot, and it's like, okay, then they were starting matching them bucket for bucket, but then you can tell in the final 5 minutes, they got it down to 4. Then they got it down to 3. Then it was 2, and I think at one point it was a 1-point game, and I'm sitting here like, this is not what I want to see. And guys, I want to get your thoughts on this, though, because I was watching the later part of this game, the final 5 minutes, and I saw a lot of Fred, a lot of Pascal, and I get that. Those two are, I think they're your highest paid players. One's going to the All-Star game. One, if he played like this the entire season, would be going to the All-Star game, but he's not. But Gary Trent Jr. has been ridiculously hot in this game, and he ain't getting the touch. The one touch he does get, with a couple minutes to go, he drills a 3. And I'm like, well, that's why he should be having the ball more. I don't know. I'm not really sure what your guys' take is on it, but either way, the Raptors do hang on. They get a couple big-time buckets late. They do lose the quarter 28-26, but they hang on to the 106-100 win on the road. A couple really tough road games for the Toronto Raptors, but a couple wins on the road, and you'll take it nonetheless. Now, let's get to the player stats here real quick. Pascal Siakam, outstanding yet again. Absolutely phenomenal. You think he's taking a contested shot, he's knocking it down. That mid-range jumper's coming a long way for the young fella. 25 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, shot 9 of 17 from the field with 6 of 8 from the line. Those 2 misses were in the final, 15 seconds where it could have literally put the game out of reach, but just hang them around there a little bit. Then he drained 2 of them afterwards, so it's okay. 1 of 2 from 3, and get this, we talked about it in that last game against Miami where he had 4 steals and 4 blocks, which was ridiculous. Yeah, today he had 2 and 2. So not only did he drop 25 on 9 of 17 shooting, he had 2 steals and 2 blocks in the game. Got it done. Great job from Pascal Siakam tonight. OG Anunoby, 15 points, 5 boards, couple dimes, 6 of 13 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3, had a steal and a block, but one of those threes was the big-time corner 3 late in the game. And this is what we've talked about all season long, before the last couple of games. The big-time shots. They haven't been made. We've been on the wrong side of bad comebacks where the offense just struggles late in games. It's been kind of a theme all year long. But over the last 2 games, the Raptors have made a lot of big-time shots in the fourth quarter. Now, is that a young team evolving before our very eyes? Or is that just finally, the basketball gods you're bound to get some shots to fall. And now you're getting them to go. Either way, we're loving it. Great job from OG in the defense. You know what you're going to get from him every given night. Scotty Barnes, look, not the focal point offensively, clearly. 7 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist on 3 of 7 shooting. Was 1 of 1 from the free throw line. Missed both threes he took. Had a steal and 3 blocks, though, did Scotty. And that's what you're going to get from him. No matter what, you're going to get grade A quality basketball other than that one play. I believe it was against Houston? I forgot who it was against where he didn't step on the 3. It was Dallas. And other than that play, he's been unreal all season long in so many different ways. And tonight, it's no different. Fred VanVleet, as I mentioned, sluggish offensively for the most part of this game. But again, with Fred VanVleet, he's just going to continue to shoot. And there's going to be a time, more or less in the latter part of the game, where Fred VanVleet's going to get it done. And he's going to knock down big-time shots. And he did 16 points, 6 boards, 11 assists on 6 of 20 from the field, 4 of 10 from three-point range, so 40% from 3. I mean, you look at 6 of 20 is horrendous, but he gave you a double-double and knocked down 4 of 10 from three-point range. So, he did help your team quite a bit. And Gary Trent Jr., without a doubt the player of the game in this one, 31 points. 6 boards, 1 assist, 10 of 22 from the field, 2 of 4 from three-point range, 9 of 15 from the field. It's wild. Other than the 9 threes that he made 1 2-point shot and 2 free throws. That was it. He was just lights out from three-point range. 2 of 4 from the line, 9 of 15 from three-point range. That's what I was going for. 9 of 15. Big-time game for Gary, and he is feeling it lately. And I mean, we all look at games like this where he has 4 straight of this stuff, and we look at Norman Powell, and we're like, damn, this deal looks pretty good. I know everyone was bashing Masai Ujiri when he made the trade back then, back at the trade deadline last year. And now we're looking at Gary Trent, and we're like, damn, this guy's only like 22, 23 years old, and he's putting up this kind of stuff. Gary Trent Jr., special talent. He was great yet again tonight. Now, team-wise, the Raptors, as they seem to do quite often, not shoot their ball from the field very well. 43% from the field, but 50% from three-point range. They were knocking them down early, as I mentioned earlier, and they kind of struggled in that second quarter, which really brought down the numbers. But you know what? They had 25 points in that first quarter, but they knocked down, I believe, like 4 threes in the quarter. So it definitely looks in flux. I think 18 for 36, I believe they were from three-point range. And that fourth quarter, they knocked down quite a few threes in that. At least 6, I want to guess, in that fourth quarter. Phenomenal stuff. 50% from 3, 71% from the free throw line. The Atlanta Hawks, on the other hand, 46% from the field, 38% from 3, and 88% from the line. Still pretty good numbers. Like 46, 38%, and 88 from the line. Those are pretty good stats. But the Raptors, 50% from 3. Knocked it down, and great job from the boys all around. And I didn't write any team stats down for either squad because it was very tight, very within the 5-point range and the fast break and the turnovers, all that stuff. It was all very even, so nothing really stood out as a statement part of the game. But what did for me is the ability to bend but not break. And that's exactly what this team did tonight. I mentioned earlier how they went from having a 5-point lead to a 4-point lead to a 3-point lead to a 2-point lead and a 1-point lead. And when it's down to a 1-point game, their crowd's buzzing. They're on their feet. Their bench is up. They're feeling great at this point. And the Raptors stay calm, cool, collected, hold the fort, get the stop, come down the floor, build that lead up again, and you win by 6. It's a statement game. Anytime you can hold on to a tight game late on the road, it's a statement. Especially against a team, I don't care, Trae Young or not, That team is they still have quite a few weapons. They'd won 7 straight. You ended that. The Miami Heat have been playing unbelievable on all cylinders this season. And on home court, they're one of the best in the NBA. You beat them on their home court in triple overtime. These last 2 games have been incredible for the Toronto Raptors. And by the way, you play the Heat again. Now, this was the game that everyone marked on their calendar, the Kyle Lowry return, and it's going to be incredible. There's going to be tears everywhere from everybody. But no. No fans in the stands, obviously, for the next game, which is tomorrow night. It's a 7:30 tip-off. Question is, will Lowry even play? I think we can all agree on that. The answer, no. He still has not been playing for the Miami Heat. When we played them the last game, he still hasn't played since then. Obviously, I think it's like 1 game since, but either way, he hasn't played. And even the first time around. So he has not played the Toronto Raptors yet this season. I don't think he will until there can be fans in the stands in Toronto. I truly believe that's where it's going. And it's unfortunate because I really want him to play. I want to see him again, but I get it. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Do you think Lowry's going to play tomorrow? I think the consensus is probably going to be no, but I want to get your thoughts anyways. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. And the Raptors are in the middle of a 4 games in 5 days stretch or some nonsense like that. So that was game 1 tonight. You got the dub. You got a back-to-back against Miami tomorrow. It ain't going to be easy, all right? So you know what, guys? That's going to do it for this one. You enjoyed the video and you enjoyed the game this evening. Smack that like button. Do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button. You guys have not already, comment down below. Thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. What you like, what you not like from today's game today for the Toronto Raptors. The Twitter link is down below, so follow up, send me a DM, do that great stuff. The Instagram link is also down below, so follow up there if you guys have not done so already. And I will talk to you guys Leafs edition very shortly as they came from behind again to beat the, who the heck they play? The New Jersey Devils at Scotiabank Arena tonight. Some fans in the stands, but we'll get there eventually, hopefully the mid to late February, we're going to have fans if all goes well. And the Leafs are buzzing. They've won, I think, now 4 in a row. As for the Raptors, they look for win number 3 in a row as they host the Miami Heat. Heat. At Scotiabank Arena tomorrow night, probably no Lowry, so that's that. 7:30 tip-off there. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the game tonight. We'll talk to you guys then.